Okay, it's a cloudy Wednesday afternoon here in Venice Beach. I'm at Penmar Park at the corner of Rose and Penmar Avenue, right in front of the golf course. We are heading southbound on Penmar Avenue. We're going to make our way far enough south, 3.5 miles south by southeast, over to the Ballona Creek bike path, and then eventually joining the Marvin Broad oceanfront path to get my daily training mileage in. I'm at the point now where I need to do at least a minimum of 20 miles per day. All right. Nice old silver Toyota RAV4 from the 2000s. Anyhow, I'm at the point where I need to do at least 20 miles of bike training per day. That takes me about an hour and 40 minutes to an hour and 50 minutes. Depending on the wind conditions. And I am testing the GoPro camera, making sure I've got the stabilization at the place where I need it, the frames per second, testing out these wireless microphones. I've got Hollyland M1 wireless mics here. Currently got it clipped, the transmitter, to a lanyard around my neck. It's about chest high, outside of my shirt, with a dead cat attached to the front of the mic to block the wind noise. Let me run down the spec setup of what I'm shooting on here. Recently purchased a GoPro 11 black. I tested out the built-in microphone, and even with the media mod kit and the included detachable windsock, the audio just didn't sound good. Plus, I've got the camera mounted to a metallic mount attached to my handlebars, and it picked up a lot of the bike and the road noise. So I switched over to these wireless mics. Anyhow, it's 2:30-ish on a Wednesday, and even on this small little residential street, which is speed limit 25 and 15 over the bumps, you see you got a lot of traffic. Bike riding is tough in LA. Cars are always distracted, and they're not very respectful of bikes. You definitely want to plan your routes on small residential streets if possible, or dedicated bike paths. The ocean is a great one, although on the weekends, if you don't leave early enough, it's so crowded with tourists and just casual riders, it's very hard to get any kind of speed training done during that time. All right, we're just a little bit past half mile here. This is one of the real narrow stretches. 2 cars cannot fit by here at the same time. A car and a bicycle barely gets by. I've got to maintain my lane position here because you get too close to the parked cars. Thank you. Okay, I just did the Idaho stop there, which is, I treated it like they do in Idaho, which is the bikes treat the stop signs as yields. Most drivers in LA, they know that the bike riders and scooter riders and skateboarders, everybody else kind of does this already. So as long as you catch the driver's eye, he was waiting for me. He had the legal right of way to go before me, but he let me go through. I always give him a wave, let him know I appreciate that. This car here on the right is an old Mercedes-Benz 300 CD turbo diesel. 5-cylinder, you can hear that thing just humming along. One of these days I'm going to stop and talk to the driver. I'd like to buy that Mercedes and turn it into my next grease-mobile, the Greasel, run it on vegetable oil. I won't have to run it on anything that's drilled out of the ground. I can grow sunflower seeds in my backyard off my sunflower plant and press them and make fuel. How's that for being economically independent and not dependent on foreign oil. Okay, we just crossed Venice Boulevard, California State Highway 187. Posted speed limit 40 miles per hour. I took a left turn. I'm heading east now, just for 1 block. I don't like riding here on this, even though it's a bike path. The cars are going way too fast. If they do hit you, you're in trouble. Okay, taking a right turn on Walnut, heading southbound. We're heading south toward eventually the Bologna Creek. But right now we are right on the edge here of two cities. We're still in Venice, but once you cross over on the Zanja up here, you actually just crossed into Culver City, and then on the other side of Washington Boulevard, that's Marina del Rey. So we got a whole bunch of boundaries of little independent cities over here. Okay, we're gonna take a left heading east here on Zanja. Of course, this is a one-way, and we just slide around here. This brick building to our right is the backside of Costco, Marina del Rey, Culver City. And at one time, it was a drive-in movie theater. If you've ever seen the movie Heat with Al Pacino, Val Kilmer, Robert De Niro, I believe that was directed by Michael Mann. And you know, they have the big shootout scene where they were supposed to exchange the briefcases for the money, and it didn't go very well, and they shot it out at the drive-through, or rather the drive-in movie theater. This was it. Then in the 90s, they sold it to a developer, and he put in the Costco, and then there was a grocery store here, Albertsons. Although Albertsons didn't do too well, being located right next to Costco, most people were making their food purchases in the store at Costco. Plus, the customer service wasn't exactly great at Albertsons. The only thing I miss about Albertsons next to the Costco was it had one of the few California redemption centers where you could get your deposit back on soda, cans, beer cans, plastic bottles. In California, we pay deposits. Most people aren't even aware of that. But there are no centers around for you to get that money back. They allowed you to actually return the items to get your money back. In Europe, every grocery store has one of these, especially in Germany. And everybody does diligently bring back all their recyclables, and then they get their money back. Here in America, we pay the deposit, they collect the money, and then they spend it and don't give you an opportunity to get it back. And then nobody really feels an incentive to actually recycle. Some people will put it in recycling bins, which, if you check the efficiency of your city, you may actually find that they're not so efficient, even if you put it in the bin of them actually recycling. Okay, on our left here that we just passed, that's Venice High School. If you're familiar with the movie Grease, which was based on Grease the musical. Movie was 1977, John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John, and they turned that into Rydell High, but that's Venice High. On our left here, this little small building is Venice High School. I see somebody's trying to call me. You can hear my cell phone going off there. All right, I'm gonna take a break here, check out that call.